Hello, this is Chair Blakespeare. Would you like me to start?
Hi, Chair Blakespeare. We are not quite ready yet.
Okay, thank you.
Give it a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Good evening. We're just going to take a few more moments to let everyone get connected, and we'll kick things off here shortly. Thank you for your patience. Good evening and welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining us today as we dive into the public comment period for the 2021 Regional Plan. My name is Antoinette Meyer. I am the Director of Mobility and Innovation at SANDAG, and I'm going to be leading the virtual open house for the North County Coastal Community. This is our first open house. Simultaneous interpretation in Spanish is going to be available during the Zoom meeting. Before we get started, I'm going to ask our interpreter, Ruth, to introduce herself and walk through how to access our interpretation services for today's meeting. Ruth?
Good evening. My name is Ruth, and this message will repeat in English. Aviso por parte del intérprete. Para hacer uso del servicio de interpretación, favor de desplazarse a la parte inferior de la pantalla de Zoom, donde aparecen los controles. Haga clic en el icono de interpretación, que es un globo terráqueo, y seleccione Spanish, español. Si está utilizando la aplicación móvil de Zoom en celular, tableta, etc., presione los puntos suspensivos, luego Interpretation y luego el idioma. Announcement from the interpreter. To use the Zoom interpretation feature, please scroll to the bottom of the Zoom screen where the meeting controls are. Click on the interpretation icon, the world, and select English as your language. If you are joining Zoom using a mobile app, cell phone, tablet, etc., please press the ellipses, then interpretation, and then choose your language. Thank you.
Would you like me to go next?
We're just 1 second, Chair. Okay, thank you, Ruth, and welcome once again to everyone joining us today. There are a few housekeeping items that I'd like to note before we kick things off. For those of you who logged into this meeting with Zoom, we're going to keep you muted unless you wish to speak during the public comment section at the end of the open house. This will help to minimize any background noise. We'll post helpful information and links in the chat throughout the meeting. Your input is really imperative to developing the 2021 regional plan. Throughout the past couple of years, we have been hard at work developing the plan for the future of transportation in the San Diego region. Now through August 6th is the time that the draft plan is available for review and public comment. We're going to be sharing a lot of information this evening, and you'll hear from SANDAG staff and local leaders and have an opportunity to share your comments. Your input will help the future of transportation work better in our region. This is an opportunity for you to make your voice heard. We'll have several presentations, and at the end of our presentations, we'll open up the floor for your comments. During this time, we'll invite you to raise your hand virtually using the raise hand feature on Zoom or by dialing *9 on the telephone. When it's your turn to comment, we'll read out your name or the last 4 digits of your phone number and we'll unmute your line. You'll have 3 minutes to make your comment. Please remember to use the interpretation function to hear translated audio in English and Spanish, and we'll repeat those instructions when we get to that portion of the meeting. If you encounter technical problems, please send a message via the webinar chat box or call 858-275-6176. And I'll repeat that one more time, 858-275-6176. And don't worry, we'll repeat this and it will be in the chat when we get to that point. So we'll go through some of the details of the draft 2021 regional plan tonight, but it is a very big plan and we can't get through everything. So if you'd like to learn more or explore on your own, feel free to pull out your smartphone now and scan the QR code shown here with your camera. This will take you to our website where you'll find all sorts of information on the draft plan, the public comment period, and more. So I'll give you a minute to capture the QR code. And if you don't have a QR code, you can also go to our website, which is sdforward.com. That's sdforward.com. During or after this meeting, you can submit public comments in several ways. We accept comments at sandag.org/regionalplancomments. We also accept comments by email, phone, fax, and mail. Remember, this is your chance to help transform transportation in our region. So we hope you'll take a quick moment to share your feedback. So to kick this off this evening, I'd like to introduce SANDAG Board Chair and Encinitas Mayor Blake Spear, who will be saying a few words this evening and who will be featured in the video you will see in a bit. Chair Blakespear has supported staff throughout the development of the 2021 regional plan. And as the mayor of Encinitas, she understands transportation in the North County coastal area. So we are honored to have you here, Chair Blakespear. I'm going to turn it over to you to say a few words.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I'm happy to be here with you today. I see there are 37 people on this Zoom, so I appreciate people logging in to participate tonight. It's a beautiful night outside, so thank you for spending time with us here inside. So as you heard, this is the draft 2021 regional plan, and my name is Catherine Blakespear, and it's my great honor to serve as both the mayor in the city of Encinitas and the chair of the SANDAG Board of Directors. So SANDAG is the regional agency that is tasked with planning the future of transportation throughout our region. And every few years, SANDAG updates this regional plan. So this is the blueprint for land use and transportation planning in the San Diego region that goes through 2050. So that's 30 years from now. And I'll say, as a board member who participated in the previous draft plan, this is 100% different. So we are really proposing new things for this county, and it's a really exciting time to be looking forward in the transportation arena for what residents of San Diego will get to enjoy. So the things that are most important about this plan, I mean, to summarize it, is that the transportation system will be faster, fairer, and cleaner. So it's faster because we are optimizing traffic flow and making transit more frequent and convenient. And it's fairer because it improves social equity with expanded transportation options and therefore job opportunities for historically underserved communities. And it's cleaner because we are meeting federal and state requirements related to climate change and clean air. So we'll be investing in cleaner transportation options and helping to implement local climate action plans, as well as cities' housing goals. So now that this draft plan has been released for public review, we want to hear directly from you. That's what we're doing tonight. So I have heard this plan and had a lot of different questions about it. And I hope that you are able to really engage with the substance of it too. And then at the end, of course, to offer your thoughts on what is in the draft plan. So please share your thoughts today. Help us plan for a more transformed transportation system for tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. Now we're going to move to the short video that I mentioned that features the leaders of our board, Chair Blakespear, Vice Chair and San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, and Second Vice Chair and National City Mayor Alejandra Sotelo Solis. The video gives you an opportunity to hear from them and from SANDAG staff on what the plan encompasses and how it will impact our region.
Welcome to the 2021 Regional Plan Virtual Open House. The draft 2021 Regional Plan sets the stage for an exciting new era in San Diego County. And now that the draft plan is complete, we want your input as we seize this once-in-a-generation opportunity to improve the lives of every resident in the San Diego region.
What a journey it has been to get to this point. Years of planning, studying, listening, and learning. Now, we have an opportunity to enact a transformative vision that will make it easier to move around our region, improve our quality of life, add jobs, grow our economy, protect our environment, and create equitable access to opportunity. This is a moment for all of us.
This is a moment for our San Diego region. This is your moment. Our future is brightest when we work together to achieve a shared vision. So we want to hear from you. Your voice matters.
The 2021 Regional Plan is a blueprint for land use and transportation planning in the San Diego region through 2050, charting a course for the future of how we get around. At SANDAG, we have been developing this plan for years, using advanced data, working with industry leaders, and incorporating your feedback all along the way.
Our region is growing, and our transportation system needs to keep up. This plan will help us build a system that truly works for everyone. A system that is faster, fairer, and cleaner.
We're in. Are you?
The San Diego region is a beautiful place, full of vibrant communities, diverse cultures, and exciting possibilities. Our booming industries like biotech, life sciences, defense, and more have brought new jobs and opportunities to our region, attracting a growing workforce. But as the region continues to mature, our current transportation infrastructure is straining. Congestion is worsening, affecting our quality of life. Greenhouse gas emissions are increasing, impacting the health of our region and its people. And prior decisions have left some of our communities under-resourced and underserved. Now is our time to address these problems head-on and improve all of our communities for generations to come.
This plan is the product of thousands of conversations with people across the San Diego region. We interviewed residents and held public meetings. We gathered data to understand where people are living, where they're working, and identify patterns in how they're traveling. We didn't just rely on assumptions from past plans. We built a new regional plan from the ground up, developing an integrated system of projects, programs, and policies to help you get where you need to go.
These community-driven conversations help us gain a better understanding of your daily struggles to make it to work on time. Drop kids off at school, go to the grocery store, and get errands done. We listened to your transportation priorities and areas of concern. We analyzed our region's current transportation habits. And we worked with experts to integrate the latest trends in transportation technology. Every piece of public input helped shape this new transportation vision.
The 2021 Regional Plan is an investment in the future of our region. It lays out a strategy for smart regional growth and a more efficient transportation network. Whether you drive, take transit, walk, or ride a bike, the plan is designed to make your commute safer and easier.
The San Diego region's environment and rich biodiversity are vital resources to protect. The plan advances greener, more sustainable transportation choices so we can preserve the beaches, coastlines, open spaces, and sensitive habitats that are so important to our region. Together, we have the opportunity to create healthy communities today, tomorrow, and for future generations.
The 2021 Regional Plan aims to save you time and get you where you need to go faster. Complete quarters may make our infrastructure more efficient with dedicated safe spaces for everyone, from transit riders to drivers to freight vehicles to people who walk and bike. And by using the most up-to-date technology, we can manage traffic on our highways and major roads in real time.
Our transportation vision makes it easier to connect to every part of the region, and for the first time, gives you realistic and convenient alternatives to driving. For example, the new bus rapid transit and passenger rail enhancements will provide fast and easy connections to shopping, outdoor recreation, medical offices, employment centers, and the region's schools and universities, expanding equity and access to opportunity so you can focus on the things that matter most.
Fast and reliable transportation does more than keep our region moving, it connects us to the world. The 2021 Regional Plan will help products made in our region continue to access the global marketplace while ensuring vital freight and goods can also make their way back to us. This is a plan to replace our aging infrastructure with 21st century solutions and help our economy and job market stay strong.
Improving the safety of our transportation system is another goal of the 2021 Regional Plan. The proposed system will help improve the safety of all travelers. This includes a commitment to Vision Zero, which aims to eliminate traffic deaths and severe injuries on our streets. The plan will bring us closer to that reality by implementing safe street designs, slower speeds in some areas, and policies to protect people who bike, walk, drive, and more.
No day is the same, and you need flexibility in your commute. On-demand services or flexible fleets will offer fast and affordable solutions to make that critical first and last mile connection between your home, transit, or your final destination. Many of us already use these services today when we hop on a scooter or hail a ride with our smartphones. And as technology evolves, the regional plan is designed to integrate new flexible fleets into our transportation system, creating a seamless connection from start to finish. It's about creating a future where transportation choices are there when you need them.
Managing the regional transportation network with the latest in transportation technology, what we call the Next Operating System or Next OS, can make your commute more efficient. Next OS can help you make informed travel choices by providing up-to-the-minute information about nearby options, travel times, and pricing, so you can choose what works best for you.
SANDAG is committed to creating a transportation system that works, no matter where you live, how you travel, or where you're going.
The 2021 Regional Plan will provide us with a more convenient, safe, and resilient transportation system.
It's a plan to help you save time and give you more transportation choices.
A plan to protect our local environment and preserve our open space and natural resources, all while reducing pollution and climate warming emissions.
It's a plan to bring greater equity to our transportation system and invest in our underserved communities. The 2021 Regional Plan is a vision for our future.
A future that is faster, fairer, and cleaner than ever before.
Your participation and input is critical. Thank you for being here today and helping us reimagine the future of transportation in the San Diego region for everyone. This is our moment. Let's build it together.
All right, I hope you liked that video. It features so many of the places that we call home, and our home is a really amazing place. There's so much to love about the San Diego region and all of its unique communities. Preserving this special place for future generations is going to take a lot of work and investment, but we believe it's worth it. So in a few minutes, I'm going to provide you with an overview of the draft 2021 regional plan and its significance to the San Diego region. But first, let's take a quick moment to let you know a little bit about SANDAG, who we are. SANDAG is the region's government planning agency. We have a board of directors that's made up of the elected officials from each of the region's 18 cities in the county of San Diego. And we plan and implement a wide variety of projects and programs all over the region. You have probably seen some of the work SANDAG and our partners at Caltrans are doing along Interstate 5, which we call the North Coast Corridor. Our two agencies are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on the Build North Coast Corridor program, which includes highway and rail improvements, restoring the San Elijo Lagoon, improving coastal access with bike and pedestrian lanes in Solana Beach, Encinitas, and Carlsbad. One of the key responsibilities of SANDAG is to develop a regional plan that's updated every 4 years. The regional plan is a long-term blueprint for how the San Diego region will grow and how we'll get around. Without a plan, you just have a bunch of projects that don't connect or coordinate with each other. So this plan takes into account many important issues like how we travel to work or schools or shopping and socializing. And it also looks at the different types of development for areas near transit or next to sensitive habitat. It reaches from the international border in the south to the Anza Borrego Desert in our eastern region and the Orange and Riverside counties to the north. It encompasses our tribal nations and our rural residents as well. What makes this plan unique from prior plans is the approach that we took. We took advantage of a tremendous amount of data to understand how and where people travel around the region so that we could develop a plan that will make those connections a little bit easier. We've been working on this plan for more than 2 years since the SANDAG board put us on a path to develop a new vision for the region in February 2019. After extensive community engagement, data analysis, and technical planning, we presented the vision to the board and the community in August of 2020. And now we've turned that vision into the draft 2021 regional plan, which provides all the detail about how we'll bring that vision to life. Throughout this process, we've been focused on gathering community input even during the pandemic, meeting with residents and businesses, conducting focus groups, and hearing from all the diverse voices throughout the region to better understand the issues that are important to you. We've heard a lot about how transit we have today is not convenient. It's not fast enough, frequent enough, and it doesn't really connect people to where they want to or need to go. We've heard that people don't feel safe on our streets, especially walking or biking. Throughout the US, 25,000 people were killed while walking between 2016 and 2019. In our region, most people drive to work because they lack an alternative to driving, and this worsens traffic on our roadways. We've also heard that many of you are concerned about our environment, and driving is the primary contributor to greenhouse gas emissions that lead to climate change as the Earth's temperature rises. We're already seeing impacts of climate change, and we expect things to get worse. Sea levels will continue to rise, wildfires, heat waves, and droughts will be more common. These are not new issues, though, and they're reflected in the 3 biggest challenges that we need to overcome as a region. We have to adopt a regional plan that addresses congestion, improves social equity, and meets state and federal laws related to the environment and environmental justice. There are a variety of state and federal laws, but the key takeaway here is that by 2035, we are required to reduce greenhouse gases by 19% per person compared to 2005 levels. And to do this, we need a transportation system that provides more and better alternatives to driving. So with all that in mind, we developed a vision for a complete transportation system that serves the entire region. Fast, fair, and clean travel choices can help our communities adapt to a changing climate. We want to create a system that makes those connections everyone wants to make quick, safe, and convenient. We want to advance social equity by expanding access and providing more and better transportation choices to every person in our region. And we want to preserve our quality of life and the environment by making the air cleaner and reducing emissions. The 5 big moves are strategies for addressing our challenges. Together, they are the system that makes the 2021 regional plan unique. The 5 big moves are complete corridors, transit leap, mobility hubs, flexible fleets, and the next operating system. Complete corridors are roadways that accommodate all modes of transportation with technology, and they have technology to manage how they're used. Transit leap is fast and frequent transit service that also benefits from technology to make it a little bit more reliable and convenient. Flexible fleet services are the full spectrum of app-enabled mobility services for all types of trips, from bikes and scooters to ride sharing. And mobility hubs are communities where all of these modes of transportation come together seamlessly, and it's safe and it's easy to get around without a car. And at the heart of the 5 big moves is the NextOS platform, which uses data and technology to manage the transportation system and services. The regional plan brings all of the 5 big moves together to create a complete transportation system. As you've heard, we're planning out to the year 2050. So imagine how much will change in 30 years. By 2050, 400,000 more people may be calling our region home, and this is going to require more housing, and it will lead to more job growth in the region. I mentioned earlier that we approached this plan very differently than we have before. Past plans have been a refresh of a list of transportation projects that haven't changed much. This time we looked at data on where people live and work and how they travel around the region. The map on the left shows where people live in the region. The darker the color, the more people that live in that area. The map in the middle shows the areas where we have the highest concentration of jobs in the region, and we call these employment centers. And then in the map on the right, all of those purple lines show where people are coming from across the region, traveling to their jobs in these employment centers. The darker the line, the more trips that are being made for that connection. Work trips are not the only trips that people need to make though. So we also use the same type of data to understand how and where connections are being made for all of the other types of trips that people need to make. And then all of this data helped us to identify the right transportation solutions to meet the different needs of the communities across the region. Now, what does this reimagined transportation system look like? I'm going to describe the regional system, and then later you'll hear from my colleague Brian Lane about specific projects in the North County area. So we start with mobility hubs. These are the areas where most people live and work today, and where you'll see more people and jobs in the future. In these areas, it's easy to get around without a car. Local buses serve these areas with much more frequent service. The complete corridors provide a fully connected system of managed lanes, which are similar to what we have on the I-15 today. These lanes would have options for people to use transit, rideshare, or pay a fee to use them when driving alone. Next generation buses would make use of the managed lanes as a fast, convenient transit option in many communities. And the next we have our light rail system. This includes the trolley and the sprinter, and we envision more frequent trains and longer hours of service. Finally is the commuter rail system. So just imagine fast trains traveling below ground in tunnels or above ground so they can provide really quick connections to jobs and popular destinations. I'm sure many of you have experienced transportation like this in other parts of the country or the world. This would be really amazing for our region. The plan delivers on the goals I described earlier. Most importantly, we meet all state and federal requirements, including our greenhouse gas reduction target. So how does this plan address the worst traffic conditions during commute hours? Well, imagine being able to easily hop on a bus or a train and get to work as fast or faster than driving. Our computer models show that by 2035, driving alone would decrease and more people would use transit to get to work. By 2050, this trend continues, and these changes help us to ease traffic on roadways. Right now, owning a car is expensive, and transit just takes too long and doesn't work for most people. So in this plan, we look closely at transit access for people with low incomes, people of color, and seniors. For these residents, the percent of people living within a half mile of transit increases threefold. Living close to fast and frequent transit makes it a convenient option for traveling all around the region. Now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Brian Lane, to talk through more details for North County communities. Brian?
Thanks, Antoinette. I'm going to zoom in on North County. Lots of North County coastal residents take short trips around the subregion, yet there's a need for people to connect with other parts of the greater San Diego region for work, school, or entertainment and recreation. North County's coastal corridor serves as a thoroughfare for goods movement to Los Angeles, and that impacts the highway travel experience for North County residents needing to reach other communities in the area in a timely manner. Here's a snapshot of how North County is re-envisioned from a transportation perspective to make it easier and faster for residents, employees, and visitors traveling throughout the area daily. In a second, I'll show you the existing transportation system, and then we'll jump through what we envision for 2025, 2035, and for 2050, focusing on the proposed projects along the coast from Oceanside to Del Mar. Data shows that people moving around North County are traveling in all directions. Commuters needing to do short north to south trips often jump on the 78 for just a few exits. Others are using the 78 to go the full 20 miles. There's a real opportunity to leverage the area's strong north-south local road network to ease demand on highways by deploying on-demand transit and mobility services that provide travelers new connections. So most of us are very familiar with North County's existing transportation system and its challenges. Parts of the 78, 5, and 15 highways get congested at various times of the day, and these highways currently do not include managed lanes or express lanes like we see on Interstate 15 today, which offer free priority access for people riding transit, carpools, van pools, and emergency vehicles, while people driving alone can choose to pay a fee to get where they need to go more quickly. This means people carpooling or taking transit are stuck in traffic when the express lanes end on the I-15, or when the carpool lane ends on the 5. Rail services are well placed in many locations inland and along the coast, but the trains do not yet come often enough. Buses are often sitting in traffic, especially at intersections, which contribute to longer travel times. Biking connections are somewhat weak or need to be much better protected from adjacent vehicles traveling at high speeds. But it's also important to recognize all the vital assets in North County. The region has thriving job centers. There are popular coastal destinations and thoroughfares like El Camino Real or Oceanside Boulevard, and good roadway connectivity enabling us to reach every North County community while respecting the area's lagoons, preserves, and agricultural areas. Projects identified in the draft 2021 Regional Plan for North County area address these challenges in a way that produces tangible results from an air quality perspective and helping to ensure people of all ages, abilities, and income levels have access to safe, fair, clean, and fast travel solutions. Shown in the pink shapes are mobility hub areas, where many transportation options come together across a few square miles. All of the regional mobility hubs you see here already have developments of home, work, shopping, dining, and recreational destinations. These are the hotspots, so to speak, where coastal villages, colleges, major employment sites, and a lot of retail are based. Now, I'd like to walk you through a phased set of improvements that transition North County into a place where I truly believe that riding transit, hailing an on-demand service, or biking can all be easy, while driving will always be an option for you too. All of the North County hub areas represent opportunities to introduce more travel choices to the heart of communities where there's already a high concentration of people and places. Many people travel to or between North County coastal hubs via I-5. By 2025, high occupancy vehicle or HOV lanes will be open and ready to help cars with 2 or more people flow much more freely up and down the coast. A vital inland rail trail link is added to the active transportation network, providing a safe off-street path that connects many rail stations, civic centers, and universities for people walking and biking. You'll see the active transportation network built out much more by 2035. North County boasts a solid arterial roadway network, in other words, your major local roads, connecting many communities. 2025 will serve as a starting point for implementing smart intersection improvements and other technologies that help us manage the transportation system in real time and to ensure shared rides and local transit travel have shorter and more reliable travel times. These technology improvements work to enhance safety and more efficient operations for people traveling using any mode. A new next-gen rapid express bus service connecting Escondido to Oceanside via Palomar Airport Road and a portion of SR 78 called Rapid 450, offering a much needed east-west connection between the area's 3 major job centers. Transit priority on the road and at key intersections, along with buses coming every 10 minutes, will contribute to a stress-free, fast travel experience. Passenger rail traveling up and down the coast becomes more convenient, with coaster trains now running every 30 minutes during the busy commute times and hourly during the middle of the day. While not shown on the map, local buses will start seeing improvements as well, getting some of the same priority treatments as next-gen rapids, with some routes offering buses more often and for longer times throughout the day to help those that need transit outside traditional working hours. Working with the regional transit agencies, the region will continue to convert transit vehicles to zero emissions, helping to make our region's air quality even better. Over the next 10 years, the region will start seeing a lot more projects and policies come online, fully implementing the 5 big moves to achieve a faster, fairer, and cleaner transportation system. The year 2035 is a pivotal point for our regional mobility hub areas, as transit and roadway infrastructure are greatly enhanced, all while providing a unique place for a wide variety of flexible fleets to thrive. Everything from personally owned scooters and bikes to on-demand shuttles that help people reach the coaster or sprinter, and all types of local destinations, true door-to-door options. Since it's simply not practical to feature fixed route transit services on every road and guarantee a transfer-free experience, particularly in a suburban setting like North County that also features challenges with canyons and hills, transportation choices such as flexible fleets will be needed to move residents more creatively. In 2035, we fully deploy managed lanes on SR 78 to ease congestion and really have the corridor be responsive in near real time to current traffic conditions. A better managed corridor has a positive impact on all the local roads connecting to it. These managed lanes will be like what we see today on the I-15 between Escondido and Mira Mesa. Highway and managed lanes connectors offer a much smoother, congestion-free transition between the 78 and both directions on the 5 and 15. These connectors allow users to not have to weave across lanes to change between interstates. Imagine staying in the carpool lane as you travel north on the 5 and connect to the 78 eastbound HOV lane. The inland rail trail will be completed between Oceanside to Escondido, really allowing for residents to use their bikes for commutes, errands, and for fun. Even more bike path miles along the coast and inland to help folks rapidly adopting e-bikes and other micromobility solutions move more safely in their neighborhoods. The now frequent coaster service gets extended to Camp Pendleton, and a tunnel will be built to Del Mar to get the train off the bluffs and give it a straighter shot. We can then start seeing top speeds of up to over 110 miles an hour to decrease travel time between stops. The Sprinter trains will be running every 15 minutes all day, with added tracks and bridges, keeping pedestrians and vehicles away from the rails. 5 new rapid bus services come online, heading in various directions, make it possible to travel from hub to hub or community to community. With improved priority features at intersections and along congested roads, these rapids will be able to have average speeds that are better than driving alone. Only of our few routes today have the priority treatments that we envision for all rapids in 2035. Rapid 473 from Oceanside to UC San Diego is included in these proposed new rapid system, along with the route from Oceanside to Vista, called Rapid 474, a route from Carlsbad to SR 76, called Rapid 477, and one from Carlsbad to Escondido along Palomar Airport Road, called Rapid 440. Local buses and flexible fleets will be given more operating funds to increase services where they are truly needed. By now, we envision offering transit for cheaper for many riders, so residents, workers, and visitors have an affordable and convenient transit option for them. As you can see with this build out by 2035, the region has extensive managed lanes and connectors, smarter streets with technology, and a lot more transit choices. The choices for those without access to a car will be equitable, allowing for increased access to opportunity for all residents. So by 2050, our denser neighborhoods and business areas are built up with safer streets and smarter managed roads and highways. Residents living in or near mobility hubs will have enough fast and safe choices to do their errands and work trips without having to drive alone to get around. For those that need to drive, we'll be able to do so on managed roads and highways. I-15 north of Escondido will get managed lanes to the county line. I-5 from the county line to the South County will now be fully managed as well. Our bike network will continue to grow and be connected to more and more places. As we've seen in other great regions of the country and the world, once networks are built, people really will use them. The Sprinter gets extended to the Westfield North County Mall, and we'll see trains coming every 10 minutes now. Along the coast, another tunnel will be built between the Torrey Pines and UTC area, with some trains going to a new station in Sereno Mesa. This straight tunnel will allow the coaster trains to travel much quicker instead of the very slow route it currently takes around the Miramar area. With transportation amenities and mobility hubs and frequencies and speeds like these on the local buses and rapids, coaster and sprinter, riders will be able to take transit seamlessly. With the coaster seeing those improvements near the university area, all those next-gen rapids coming along often and moving quickly, more residents and employees will have multiple transit choices to get where they are going quickly and safely. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Antoinette. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian. We have gone through a lot of information tonight about the plan for North County communities. So if you'd like to learn even more about all of the projects and programs planned for the entire region, I encourage you to visit sdforward.com to review the draft plan, which is available in both Spanish and English. There are 3 chapters of the plan. Chapter 1 outlines the vision and goals. Chapter 2 is all of the projects and programs and policies that will help us meet those goals. And then Chapter 3 discusses how we will fund and deliver the projects in the plan. If you really want to dive into all of the data and the technical details, there are thousands of pages of appendices covering everything listed on this slide, from project phasing to active transportation and goods movement planning. We also have an interactive map and data viewer, which is available to guide you through all of the projects included in the draft plan. Shortly, we'll open up the meeting for public comment. I encourage you to share your feedback with us tonight, but if you want to take some more time to process all of this information that we've shared with you or to review some of the materials online, comments can also be provided through an online comment form through email, voicemail, fax, or mail through August 6th. We have more virtual open houses planned and 2 virtual public hearings with our Board of Directors and Transportation Committee in July. These virtual events are an additional opportunity to provide comment and share your feedback about the draft 2021 regional plan. In terms of next steps, the regional plan public comment period is open through August 6th. Later this summer, the draft environmental impact report, or what we call EIR, will be released. Throughout the fall, the team will review all of the feedback we receive, and then we'll ask our Board of Directors to adopt the plan and certify the EIR at the end of this year. If you missed it earlier, here's another chance to scan the QR code on the screen with your smartphone camera to access more regional plan resources. So now it's time to hear from you. We're going to move into the final portion of today's event, which is the public comment session. I'm going to hand it over to Hope Riley to facilitate.
Good evening, everyone. As Antoinette mentioned, this is your opportunity to share feedback on the plan. Your comments today will be documented and formally responded to in the final 2021 regional plan. You can submit comments using the raise your hand feature in Zoom. Those calling in can press *9 to raise or *9 again to lower your hand. If everyone who wishes to make a comment could please raise their hand now, so we can get an accurate count on the number of public commenters we have this evening, we would appreciate it. When it's your turn to comment, I will read out your name or the last 4 digits of your phone number and unmute your line. You will have 3 minutes to make your comment. Remember, this is your opportunity to give us your feedback about the draft plan. Comments should remain respectful and focused on the content of the draft 2021 plan. Please know that any inappropriate language will not be permitted and disruptive participants will be removed from the webinar. Okay, at this time, I'm going to open it up to our first public commenter, and that is Miguel Aguirre. Miguel, you have 3 minutes to speak as soon as you are unmuted.
Hello, everybody. I didn't realize I had my hand raised. I was listening while I was engaged in another activity, but it sounds great. I look forward to seeing the other presentations, and I would, I guess, take this opportunity. I really wasn't prepared to speak, but take this opportunity to remind everybody that we are part of a binational region, and I think economic considerations should be integrated into the planning of our region. And when we look at our location in North America, of course, we are a strategic Pacific Rim border with Mexico. And I think that, really presents a lot of wonderful opportunities to highlight our region and to plan a competitive mobility plan that is attractive to visitors, to investors in our region. And I would like to also take the opportunity to point out that the World Design Capital Organization is entertaining a San Diego Tijuana World Design Capital 2024 bid that will highlight design as a element for planning our economy, our social structure, our development. And so there's a lot of great things going on in our region, and I'm excited to be participating in the final draft of the regional transportation plan, and look forward to participating and providing comments. Again, I wasn't prepared to speak. I was going to listen, but I'm looking forward to hearing other people comment. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miguel. At this time, is there anyone else who wishes to offer public comment? I don't see any other hands raised. Okay, I'm going to give it, oh, it looks like we have another commenter, Carl Aldinger. Carl, we're going to unmute you and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hi, folks. Yeah, I just wanted to give thanks to everybody that came out tonight to give the presentation. I think a lot of us are going to take some time to read through the draft, so it's too early for me to weigh in on what I've seen in the draft so far, but we really appreciate all the efforts that staff at SANDAG have put together, and we are looking forward to these big changes and the 5 big moves. So we'll be giving more comment in the future. So, and thanks again for everyone for putting on this presentation tonight. We appreciate the attention that you're giving to North County. It sometimes does feel a little bit more rural and spread out, and so appreciate all the efforts there. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. We appreciate it. Okay, last chance. Anyone else who wishes to offer public comment? If not, don't forget to check out the chat box if you'd prefer to submit your comment in another way. There are several other ways that we can receive comments. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, seeing no other public comments at this time, we're going to go ahead and close this evening's public meeting. We want to thank all of you who are in attendance and the North County Coastal community for sharing your thoughtful comments and being with us this evening. We'd also like to thank SANDAG Board Chair Catherine Blakespear for joining us today. It was an honor to have you in attendance at the Community Open House. Our next Community Open House is tomorrow, Wednesday, June 16th, and we'll have a sub-regional presentation focused on unincorporated San Diego County. Thank you again for joining us and have a great rest of your evening. Good night.